This is the review for tomorrow's test on volume of prisms and cylinders, and there'll be some questions also on perimeter, area, and circumference, which is what we did in the last test. Number one asks us which of the following situations best represents volume. So remember, we defined volume as capacity, or the number of cubes, the number of space an object takes up, so the number of cubic units you could fit inside of a three-dimensional figure. So reading through these answer choices, the first one is filling a cylindrical tank with water. So the water would take up space in all three dimensions, and that one would be volume. You'd be talking about meters cubed or centimeters cubed, or some amount of space that's being taken up by that water. Just to check our answer, let's look at the other answer choices. Fencing a rectangular yard. If you were to put fence around a rectangular yard, you'd be talking about perimeter of that rectangle. And then carpeting a rectangular room would be area, because you'd be covering the entire rectangle with carpet. And remember, area is coverage. We're talking about square units when we're talking about area. How many squares fit inside the shape or figure. And then painting a circular coaster. If you were to cover a circle with paint, again, you'd be talking about area, in this case area of that circle. So definitely the one of those answer choices that represents volume would be A, filling a cylindrical tank with water. And remember, when we did the demonstration with the Pringles can, we were seeing how many of those centimeter cubes would fill that can, and that's the same as answer choice A. Number two asks us which of the following situations best represents circumference. And remember, circumference is the distance around a circle. So if we were making a frame for a rectangular picture, that would be perimeter of a rectangle. If we were frosting the top of a circular cake, we are talking about a circle in this case, but if we're frosting the top of the cake, then we're talking about area, because you'd be talking about how much frosting would it take to cover that circle. Tying a ribbon around a tree trunk. A tree trunk is roughly circular, and then tying a ribbon around it, you would be talking about circumference, because you're talking about the distance around the trunk. So answer choice C is the correct answer. Filling a swimming pool with water would be like answer choice A on number one. You'd be talking about volume if you're talking about filling a cylindrical pool or any kind of pool with water. You're talking about the volume of water in that case. Okay, number three, what procedure can be used to find the volume of a rectangular prism? Now you can look at your tax math chart and get the formulas for volume of a rectangular prism. The first formula they give you is length times width times height. The second formula they give you is volume equals big B times H. Remember, big B means area of the base. And that formula works for rectangular prisms, triangular prisms, and cylinders. So the area of the base, in this case, since our base is a rectangle, we'd be talking about the area of a rectangle times the height of the prism. Height of the prism. So let's look at these answer choices. Find the area of each face and then add them all together. That's not right. That's surface area, which you'll be learning next year. Answer choice B. Find the sum of the length of the width. Find the sum of the length, the width, and the height. Well, we have length, width, and height in this formula for volume, but we're not adding them. We're not finding the sum. We're multiplying. We're finding the product. So you can rule out that answer choice also. Find the answer choice C. Find the area of the base of the prism, then multiply it by the height. That's the one. Area of the base times the height. And then D. Find the perimeter of the base and then multiply it by the height. That's not the formula. Big B is area of the base, not perimeter of the base. Okay, I'll pick up the review with problem 4 on the next video.